Hello, everyone. It's that time again. I'm a little bit late this week. Sorry, I've been under the weather, but it's currently Sunday, November 11th in Seoul, Korea. We're recording this. I'm Roger Vera as usual, and today he's been with us before, but we have Daniel Kelman back again.
Good to be here.
Always fun hanging out with you, Daniel.
Always a pleasure.
So speaking of fun things, I'm a little embarrassed to admit how much time I've spent watching chickens on the internet. Have you seen this website yet, Daniel?
I haven't been there, but I'll have to check it out.
After we're done recording, we'll feed some chickens together. So if you haven't seen it already, there's this guy, Spenser Lambert. He's the creator of the Bitcoin Candy Machine. They're for sale on Amazon, the links from the website. But you can literally, on Twitch, you can see these chickens. There's a QR code for the Bitcoin Cash address. You send 50 cents in Bitcoin Cash, and you can feed chickens. And you want to make a chicken happy, give them some food. They just go crazy for the food. And it's really, really just something about it. It's very addicting, and like I said, I'm a little bit embarrassed to admit how much time I've spent this last week watching the chickens on the internet be fed. And I think people have spent several $100s worth of Bitcoin Cash feeding the chickens on there already, and it's crazy. But even people that aren't really into Bitcoin, I showed another Korean person here. Hey, let me give you some Bitcoin Cash. So what can I do with it? You can feed chickens on the internet. They're like, wow, this is amazing. And they were loving it too. And they even went home afterwards and they said they fed the chickens some more. So if you haven't tried it yet, we'll put a link in the show notes there so you can feed the chickens yourself with Bitcoin Cash. Which brings us to Japan. But you know what? That's another one. You're living in Taiwan most of the time. Any exciting news out of Taiwan? Doesn't have to be within the last week, but just in general.
Taiwan is contemplating a new law for ICOs, so they want to, create a pathway for ICOs to launch in Taiwan. But and there's a congressman, I believe his name is Jason Su.
Yeah, I've met him a couple times. Yeah,
and so he's really pushing a lot of that. But kind of quiet other than that. Taiwan's a relatively small market, so I guess it moves slower for adoption.
So in places where adoption isn't moving so slowly is Japan. There's another company called BitPoint. We've met with a number of times in Japan. They just partnered with a Hinomaru Limousine and other stuff, some car dealership, and you can pay in Bitcoin Cash at all these airport. They call it airport limousines, but I think it's actually the big giant limousine buses is what they're probably talking about. Apparently they're operating 48 dealerships throughout Japan. And 362 limousines and 161 taxis. So, you know what? Maybe these are actual cars. It's Tesla Model S's and Toyota Alphard, which is like a big giant Japanese minivan thing. So it's almost so big of a minivan that you should just call it a van, not a minivan. Anyhow, they're using BitPoint, so you can pay in Bitcoin Cash at all these different places, including going to the airport, both Narita and Haneda. The only downside, and we're talking to BitPoint about this to get it straightened out, is you need to be using their app in order to pay on their apps. That's a little bit of a downside, but we'll figure it out so we can get the Bitcoin.com wallet and other wallets working so that they're plugged in directly with the rest of the ecosystem, but a whole bunch of places. And if you want to see places near you that are accepting Bitcoin Cash, make sure you download the Marco Koino app in both the iPhone and Android app store. Have you tried that app yet, Daniel?
I haven't tried it.
You're going to be downloading it today.
Okay.
There's places all over the world where you can pay in Bitcoin Cash, and new ones are being added to it every day. So if you have a business or you know of a business that accepts Bitcoin Cash that's not on there already, make sure you get it added so people can find out about your business.
How does their app work? It's like an Uber or
the BitPoint limousine thing? I haven't used it yet. It just launched last week, and I've been in Korea the last week. So maybe I'll schedule my return trip from the airport back to my house using their app and Bitcoin Cash when I go back to Japan next week. So after we're headed to Athens from Korea for a big giant Bitcoin Cash, Bitcoin cryptocurrency conference in Athens this coming week. So if you happen to be in Europe, feel free to come by Athens and give us a visit. And we're giving away Bitcoin Cash to every single person that visits the Bitcoin.com booth at that conference in Athens, put on by the University of Nicosia, the first university in the entire world to start accepting cryptocurrency for payments. And they actually have a whole master's program in cryptocurrency and blockchain stuff there. And you can pay for your tuition in Bitcoin Cash at the University of Nicosia there as well. So Craft.Cash. Craft.Cash. Have you seen this one yet, or just
it's for Minecraft?
I've never played Minecraft, so I don't know much about it. But I saw some photos of it, and it looks like people that are into that sort of thing, you can build your entire giant, not 3D, but 4D world. So 3 dimensions normally, and then 1 dimension of time. And people are busy doing that. That's all on the Bitcoin Cash blockchain, I guess using Op Return. and it's by this guy Unwriter. It's by a guy named JT, who is shared by _Unwriter, who's really doing awesome stuff too on the Bitcoin Cash network. If you haven't seen it, take a look. We'll put the notes down there. Craft.Cash. And Unwriter made such a good point. It says, many have raised hundreds of millions of dollars in ICOs to build something like this, with none delivering so far. But JT built this all on his own with zero funding and zero scam ICOs on the only blockchain that is infinitely scalable, Bitcoin Cash. And I think that's a great point. Like, just because you have a bunch of money doesn't mean you can get a lot of stuff done. One single motivated person that's actually motivated and dedicated can get a huge amount done without needing that much in the way of actual financial resources. So
there's a lot of motivated people building things on top of Bitcoin Cash now.
Yeah, Daniel's another early Bitcoin adopter. What year did you get involved, Daniel?
2013.
2013, yeah. So class of 2013, class of 2011 here. Olivier Jansen's another big time Bitcoin Cash proponent. I think he's like class of 09 or 10.
Maybe
yeah.
10, yeah.
Yeah, 10 at the latest, right? It might have been 09 for him. And it's just interesting. All these early adopters are all big Bitcoin Cash fans today. Gavin Andreessen, of course, who a lot of these new people don't even know who he is. So
that's shocking.
Yep. So shocking and sad, but we have Bitcoin Cash, and all the adoption is busy happening on Bitcoin Cash. There's so many reasons to be bullish about Bitcoin Cash today, for the same reasons I was bullish about BTC in the early days as well. So and the same guy that's really doing an awesome job with some developer tools, Unwriter, he's hinting at an upcoming development for Bitcoin Cash. He says the mysterious developer under the handle Unwriter, who we've offered to hire multiple times at Bitcoin.com, but he's one motivated individual all by himself, working alone. So more power to him there anyhow. He's hinting at upcoming new developments for the Bitcoin Cash community. It says phase 1 introduced the ability for cross-validation across multiple nodes powered by BitQuery, run analysis through Bit database, and monitor live transaction patterns through BitSocket across multiple nodes in real time. Like, that guy's busy doing all sorts of stuff. My God. It says the real rollout of the 21st century company starts in phase 2, which will happen after the Bitcoin Cash hard fork scheduled for November 15th. That's just 4 or 5 days from when we're recording this here. You guys have any ideas what he's talking about for phase 2? Not sure, but it's going to be exciting, I'm sure. So stay tuned for that, and make sure you follow him on Twitter at _Unwriter.
Does anyone know who he really is, or
somebody does, but we don't? So.
I kind of like that. Who needs to actually know? Yeah, you have an internet ID and judge them by their work, and that's it. Yeah, there's a really great book called Future Imperfect by David Friedman. I don't know if you've read that one. I've read a lot of David Friedman, but not that one.
So you're a lawyer. David Friedman, is a law professor, and he's talking about how with the advent of anonymous digital currencies, like, people without law degrees can practice law on the internet, but they can have their reputational enforcement be there, that people can see if they gave good legal advice in the past, and then if they did, and you can prove with digital signatures that you're dealing with the same person over and over, and
that's how it should be. Who cares if you have a degree? It's about how skilled,
how competent you are. Yeah. If you think most of these licenses are just basically like the guild system from the old days, where they prevent competition from coming in and competing with the existing order, and just like we see with all the taxis unions kicking Uber out of all these different countries, because Uber's too fast and convenient and nice for the customers, so the taxis can't have that. So they kick them all out. So.
And just because you went to law school does not mean you're going to be a good lawyer. There's plenty
of bad lawyers out there who passed the bar and went to law school. And there's plenty of good lawyers out there, too, that I think that didn't pass the bar.
Yeah,
so,
plenty.
Yeah, maybe you can hire some with Bitcoin Cash on the internet. So another fun guy, BCH Kane on Twitter, he created a yours.org post highlighting all sorts of existing .cash websites, with more than 50 .cash websites out there. So Memo.Cash is one of my favorites. It's kind of like Twitter, but uncensorable. You're putting all the stuff in the Bitcoin. Have you used Memo.Cash?
I have. I like Memo.Cash.
Yeah, it's pretty neat.
Especially with all the censorship going on right now on Twitter. It's going to become much more important going forward. So
speaking of censorship, there's another guy, it's not his real name, Tone Vase, who was busy complaining about YouTube censoring one of his videos recently. I don't know if you saw that, but
I don't watch Tone Vase.
Yeah, and you'll be better off not watching it. But I saw someone made a post about it. The censorship is still going on to this very day on our Bitcoin on Reddit. Where were you, Tone, complaining about the censorship that's still going on to this very day on our Bitcoin? Seems a bit like you're missing the point. You only complain when you get censored, but not when everybody else gets censored. You should be complaining about everybody that gets censored everywhere, including in South Korea. South Korea censors the internet. I mentioned on Twitter the other day, lots of people, and very rightfully so, are furious with the North Korean government. Like you should be. They're a bunch of horrible, horrible people doing horrible things to all sorts of people. The South Korean government censors the internet, and they enslave every young man in Korea for 2 years. They have to go into the military for 2 years, and if they don't, they go to jail. And if you resist going to jail, like strongly enough, ultimately they'd shoot you over it. So that's 2 years of slavery. And I saw somebody on Twitter that was really mad about that. I would say that, the South Korean government's enslaving people. They said, like, but you have these crazy people up north, like, you have to defend yourself from them. And so, like, stop and think about that logic for a minute. You're saying, because some people in North Korea might possibly maybe do bad things to the people here in South Korea, we're going to do bad things to all the people in South Korea for sure, because they might do bad things to people in South Korea. Like, how does that make any sense? But
makes no sense.
That's exactly what they're doing.
Taiwan is the same thing, and it's even more ridiculous.
And Singapore and Israel and all sorts of countries.
Well, Taiwan's defending against China. So what is, like, the 23 million people going to do? And they enlist them all in the military. It's
nothing.
Korea also has capital controls, just like China. Another way it's not as free as everyone would assume.
But the food in Korea is absolutely awesome.
Absolutely fantastic. It makes up for all of it.
The plastic surgery is fantastic in Korea too. Actually, my friend just sent me a bunch of the details about one of these plastic surgery companies. They're launching their own plastic surgery ICO token, and you can pay in cryptocurrency for your plastic surgery in Korea. For those that haven't been to Korea, they have delivery plastic surgery. They'll come to your house and give you plastic surgery. There's plastic surgery buildings all over the place. Out the window, if I could read Korean, I suspect we could probably see some plastic surgery buildings out there. It's crazy about plastic surgery in Korea. But we skipped over some of these other .cash websites, and we'll put a link to the little description down there of all these different things. Gateway.cash, BitListen.cash, Lighthouse.cash, there's Trends.cash, all sorts of cash stuff happening. Jukebox.cash. I saw that one before. Have you seen this one?
I haven't.
You can pay to play whatever YouTube video on Jukebox.cash, and then all the other people that are on the jukebox get to hear the song that you choose. Maybe we'll choose some K-pop music to be played on there. So another thing that they're looking into doing a K-pop ICO here in Korea as well. So unfortunately, I was sick yesterday and couldn't make any of the meetings, but lots happening in here in Korea. So. Another fun one here. I haven't tried out myself, but BadgerWallet.Cash. I have to admit I haven't transferred any Bitcoin Cash tokens on chain yet. I have some via BTC mining pool Bitcoin Cash based tokens, and I have the what's the other one? CoinEx. Their tokens, which are both on Bitcoin Cash, but I haven't transferred either of them off of the via BT exchange yet on chain. But apparently, this new wallet, BadgerWallet.Cash, built on Bitbox from developer.Bitcoin.com, you can now send and receive both SLP tokens and wormhole tokens. So, and we're busy working on bringing that to the Bitcoin.com wallet. So pretty soon you'll be able to send and receive your tokens from inside your Bitcoin.com wallet, including your Korean plastic surgery ICO tokens will be in your Bitcoin.com wallet, and your K-pop ICO tokens will be in your Bitcoin.com wallet. And basically, tokens for anybody that want to make a token about anything, whether or not it's a good idea, you'll be able to send and receive those tokens from in your Bitcoin.com wallet. So anyhow, great job over at the guys at BadgerWallet.Cash as well. I'm guessing you haven't had a chance to try that one yet.
I haven't tried it.
So much stuff happening that there's not.
It's hard to keep up.
Hard to keep up, yeah.
Which is which is great.
That's how it should be, right? Yeah. What is your favorite thing that you have had time to use recently, other than feeding chickens that you're going to do right after?
We're going to do right after this, feeding chickens. Most recently, I've just been busy working and receiving payments in my Bitcoin Cash wallet. And
what do most of your customers pay you?
Most customers will pay, and it used to be Ethereum last year, and now much less. Now they want to pay in either BTC or BCH or VeChain tokens.
Yeah,
because I have customers in that ecosystem.
Yeah. So if you need law services, Daniel's really busy, but he accepts Bitcoin Cash. You can reach him at Daniel@Bitcoin.com, I believe.
Daniel@Bitcoin.com.
Crypto
and,
Corp,
you can go to Kelman.law. My partner and my brother Zachary Kelman. Our firm's expanding, so we have additional capacity for people who have legal needs in the space.
Both longtime Bitcoiners and both Murray Rothbard fans as well.
That's true,
right?
yeah.
So not all lawyers are sock puppets for the state. So Daniel's one of the good ones here. So which neither of us are developers here, but for you developers out there, you'll be excited about Rust BCH, which is a new BCH library written in Rust. Take it away, Daniel. You got that up there?
Yeah, so the new library allows developers the ability to work on BCH applications and platforms written in the Rust coding environment. Developer Brenton Gunning explained he thinks Rust is a great fit for BCH applications, and hopes to see more programmers using the coding language. The Rust BCH GitHub repository explains that the project has no ties to the Rust Bitcoin protocol, but the library can do everything that it can and more.
So thank you, Britton, out there. And so if you're a Rust fan and a Bitcoin Cash fan, or either of those fans, take a look, and we'll put a link in the description below for that one. Another fun thing and another fun way we're doing outreach around the world is Bitcoin Cash meetups all over the world are happening. There's probably already one in your town, so join it. Go on Meetup.com and search for Bitcoin Cash meetup in your town. And if there's not one, start one in your town, and people will show up. And it really winds up becoming a great group of friends. Like I advise you guys, not monthly, hold the meetings every single week, and you wind up having a great group of friends that.
That's where we met, actually. It was the Tokyo Bitcoin meetup.
You're right about that. Yeah. So Daniel, and here we are, friends. It's been a while now.
Yeah,
right?
like 4 years, 5 years, something like that.
Yeah, and in fact, like most of my circle of friends in Tokyo are people I met from the Bitcoin
Same here, yeah.
meetup there. So, and the University of Florida is having their Bitcoin.
We're done with fiat currency. We're using cryptocurrency only. The beautiful thing about Bitcoin is that now you can securely store your own money. You don't need a bank anymore. You can safely store your money in the blockchain. It's unhackable, nobody can take it, and you're safe. So if you can store your own money, you don't need the bank. We're going to send you guys Bitcoin, and you guys can hold it, you guys can spend it.
What kind of Bitcoin?
Bitcoin Cash.
That's what I thought.
The fastest and the best kind of Bitcoin.
Bitcoin Cash is Bitcoin. Pablo's with the Gator Blockchain Club. I was here yesterday for the first annual Gator Blockchain Conference, which was awesome. Had a great speaker lineup. It was not unimpressive.
Disclaimer, he was a speaker.
Yeah, and I'm also a UF alum, so go Gators. We're going to beat Missouri today.
Go Gators.
If you turn the camera around there, you can see Bitcoin.com.
Bitcoin Cash meetups. Lots happening there, and Bitcoin.com is happy to sponsor a meetup near you. So if you want some help with starting a meetup or some sponsorship, we'll pay the $25 a year for your Bitcoin Cash meetup. Contact Chris at Bitcoin.com. Chris, the crypto kid there. Chris at Bitcoin.com. And we'll help you start a Bitcoin Cash meetup where you live and get that done as well. And if you already have some Bitcoin Cash and you want to go on tour with it, what do you recommend we do there?
If we have Bitcoin Cash and want to go on tour, the helicopters, Townsville Helicopters, accepting one BCH for a tour. So this is a new promotion from the North Queensland company, Townsville Helicopters. And they're accepting Bitcoin Cash for their sky tours in Queensland, Australia. So one BCH will get 4 passengers a ride on a helicopter. And so this is just, evidence of more incredible growth and development in Bitcoin Cash in Australia.
Seems like a pretty good deal. 4 people for one Bitcoin Cash total. Like that's... You and I took a helicopter once to go from Nice to Monaco.
Oh, we did, yeah.
And it was a heck of a lot more expensive than that. Yeah.
I think it was 3 people, and I think we paid well over $1,000.
I think we paid about a Bitcoin Cash each at the current Bitcoin Cash price. So, yeah. So anyhow, if you're in Australia there, make sure you check out the North Queensland company in Townsville and go on a Bitcoin Cash tour via helicopter. So, and if you're in Australia, man, you guys are lucky. There's so much adoption happening there. But don't be envious of all the Bitcoin Cash adoption happening in Australia. Make it happen in your town. Go and talk to the business owners that you know, or if you own a business, start accepting Bitcoin Cash. You have nothing to lose and new customers to gain. Like the worst thing that can possibly happen is you get new people coming to your business to frequent your business. So, which brings us to probably the news that everyone's the most interested in about, but the least we can report about.
The hard fork?
The November 15th upgrade to Bitcoin Cash. Bitcoin ABC, Bitcoin SV, lots of mining power, lots of businesses, all busy figuring out what's going to happen. It looks like everything's going in the way of ABC, but all the businesses, the majority of the businesses seem to prefer ABC. The majority of the mining power, it's still not clear because there's lots of mining power on BTC that might jump over to BCH. I hope and I think it's going to wind up kind of being like Y2K, where like everyone was all worried about it and then nothing wound up happening for the most part, but you don't have to wait much longer. It'll be we'll find out pretty soon here. So
just make sure you control your private keys. Don't leave it to chance. Don't leave it on an exchange. Some exchanges might support, some might not. So the safest way is to keep it all yourself, which is actually
good advice always.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
Always have your own private keys.
Unless you're trading, don't leave your coins on an exchange. It's not a bank.
Yeah.
It shouldn't be used that way. And I thought we all learned this after Mt. Gox, but a lot of new people who've just come into crypto in the last year or two maybe aren't as familiar with that lesson. So
yeah, I'm still surprised like how many people, even people like working deep in the industry, don't hold their own private keys. They leave their funds sitting on an exchange. If you haven't already, install a wallet on your phone. It's so easy to do.
Yeah.
Like try out the Bitcoin.com wallet. There's literally, it takes longer for the app to download than it does for you to start using it. You don't have to give your name. You don't have to give your email. You don't have to give your tax ID number. The money will literally be right there on your phone, and nobody in the entire world can block you from sending or receiving funds with it. It's so easy. And if you don't have any Bitcoin Cash yet, head on over to free.bitcoin.com and we'll give you some for free so you can see just how easy it is to use. It's fantastic.
And to me, that's still the best thing about Bitcoin Cash and cryptocurrency is that you control it. You don't have to trust anyone else with your money. You don't have to ask for permission. It's yours in your wallet, but you lose that if you just leave it at an exchange. So download the wallet, keep the crypto yourself.
Don't be goxed again. Yeah. So another great wallet out there is the Electron Cash wallet that has a built-in coin splitter, so you can split your coins between ABC and SV. My guess, though, to be honest, I think it's just going to be ABC all the way. Is my guess. Maybe I'm wrong, but we'll find out pretty soon.
We'll find out.
Any guesses or predictions on that front?
I don't want to go out on a limb, but
yep. But special thanks to BCH developers Mark Blundeberg and Mingarian, named after Karl Menger and one of the founders of the Austrian School of Economics, and Young Football, another just like person that the Bitcoin Cash community is so lucky to have. I think I forgot to mention his name in my last video, talking about Craig Wright and different things there. Young Football, man, the Bitcoin Cash community is so lucky to have you. So thank you for all your efforts and work. And we try to answer questions at the end of each video. So I have a list of questions from the last video. One guy says, how can I buy stuff on Amazon with Bitcoin Cash? This guy must be new to the channel because I talk about it every single time. How do you recommend
Purse.io?
Purse.io.
Yeah, they've been around a while.
Have you used it before, Daniel?
Of course, yeah.
It's awesome. You can save like 20 or 30% on every single purchase from Amazon using Bitcoin Cash on Purse.io. It's fantastic. If you haven't tried it, what are you waiting for? Like, you can save 30% on Amazon, right? You have absolutely no excuse not to give Purse.io a try. So, somebody else here says, Busy Mountain is the username. It says, does your position about usable currency as your motive indicate you would push another coin if it's evident that the new coin performs better than Bitcoin Cash? Yes, of course. From day one, I've said that I hope something better than Bitcoin comes along, just like I hope something better than my current iPhone comes along, because when it does, I'll start using it, and the entire world will be better off because they have access to it. But if you look at the landscape of the crypto coin ecosystem right now today, I think Bitcoin Cash is the best tool the world has to bring more economic freedom to people all over the world, because it has the biggest network effect, it has the most name recognition, it has fast, cheap, reliable transactions, it has like a incredibly passionate group of developers building on top of it. Like, you have all these people around the world using it. You have Purse.io, where you can save 30% on Amazon. You have Bitcoin.com supporting it. You have millions and millions of users around the world. If something supplants Bitcoin Cash, that's just fine. But right now, today, it seems clear. Bitcoin Cash has the best chance at becoming world money for the entire world. And in doing so, bringing more economic freedom to the entire world. And by bringing more economic freedom to the entire world, fewer babies will die at childbirth. Like, these people love to troll me on the internet saying babies are dying. It's not a joke. It's not hyperbole. It's absolutely demonstratably true. Countries with more economic freedom have a higher rate of economic growth. More economic growth means fewer babies die at childbirth because people have a higher standard of living. So if you want fewer babies to die at childbirth, you need to promote policies that encourage economic growth. And economic growth is encouraged through economic freedom. And cryptocurrencies bring more economic freedom to the entire world. So
I got into Bitcoin and cryptocurrency because I wanted to promote a currency that was an alternative to a state-backed currency. And so I'll support any cryptocurrency that does that, but I won't support cryptocurrencies that purport to do that but don't really do that.
I think that's a real big difference in the philosophies behind the BTC camp and the BCH camp. So many of these BTC people say, I will never ever support anything other than BTC, and that just seems like crazy talk. Have you noticed that? Or?
Yeah, it's like, I don't know how you can have that opinion. You just follow BTC because it's BTC. Isn't it the idea behind it that's more important? To me, that was always, what's in a name? You can name something, anything, but it's the idea it represents and what it is. And if the idea of what it represents changes, why would you still stand behind it? Unless you're an NPC or something, right?
And there's a lot of those
NPCs
out there in the ecosystem. Like, don't be fooled by the propaganda that's going on. And like another thing that was super interesting, I don't know if you noticed it, like as soon as it looked like there was a bunch of contention between SV and ABC, all of these people on the internet that were out there busy, all these NPCs also that were busy saying Bcash, Btrash, Bcrash, they all disappeared and they all suddenly seem to have become SV supporters. Have you noticed that?
I haven't paid attention in the past few weeks, but
your life might be happier not paying close attention.
Yeah, probably.
To that, so.
I try not to pay attention to NPCs. It's been a policy of mine for a while now.
So MS also says, hi there. Do I need to transfer my Bitcoin Cash coins from my Bitcoin.com wallet to Binance before the hard fork will take place? Or can I leave them in my wallet? The short answer is you can do whatever the heck you want with your own coins. When they're in the Bitcoin.com wallet, they are your own coins. When they're on Binance, they become Binance's coins, and you only have a promise that Binance will give them back to you. And maybe Binance will do a fantastic job of splitting them and giving them back to you and this and that. But it's worth pointing out, the bigger and more popular an exchange becomes, the bigger and more attractive of a target for hackers they become. So the biggest targets for hackers in the entire world are probably like Coinbase and Binance and like CoinEx, and like the biggest exchanges out there are the biggest targets for hackers. So watch out about leaving money on an exchange like that. So but with Bitcoin.com's wallet, you own the private keys yourself, and you can do whatever you want with them. You have your 12-word seed. So I'm going to be keeping my coins in the Bitcoin.com wallet through the fork, I think. So I'm getting old, so the font is hard to read. So Matthias, will you add replay protection to your wallet? If so, why do you do this? What if SV ends up winning the hash battle? Will my TXs be invalid? So people can manually add replay protection to their wallet by getting an input from coins that don't exist on one chain or the other. You also have your 12-word seed that you can import to other wallets or do whatever you want with. So at the end of the day, you get to do what you want with your own coins with the Bitcoin.com wallet. So there isn't native replay protection within the Bitcoin.com wallet because there wasn't really an easy way for us to do it in time for the fork. And if SV wins, that's life. Life goes on. That's okay. Yeah.
I don't think SV is going to win.
So you're going out on a limb and saying that?
I'll go out on a limb, yeah.
Yeah. So, Mr. Harakuni Sensei says, any more thoughts on the upcoming hard fork? We don't know what happens until it happens, but my guess is it's like Y2K.
Yeah.
Anything else, Daniel? What's the lawyer's take? Ask a lawyer.
I don't know. There's not a lot of legal issues around a fork.
So speaking of legal issues, what do you think about these claims that like enabling DSV allows illegal gambling and this and that, and everybody that's running Bitcoin Cash ABC is going to be prosecuted and go to jail or whatever, like Craig was saying recently and some others?
First of all, if you're taking legal advice from Craig Wright, all right, that's mistake number one. You shouldn't be taking legal advice or perhaps any advice.
So you're a licensed attorney in New York?
In New York.
Hong Kong?
Yeah, solicitor in Hong Kong, and I am a registered foreign lawyer in Taiwan.
And so, like, Craig says he has a law degree. Maybe he does, maybe he doesn't. I don't know. Have you paid much attention to the legal advice that he's said? Or
no, I haven't paid attention to his legal advice. And but whether he has a law degree or not, you got to look at what he's saying. But if people are offering illegal gambling services, that's
like they are right now today on BTC, BCH, and a bunch of other cryptocurrencies.
So it's that's specific to that person, and if you want to stay out of trouble, what you do is you set up your website and you block a certain IP address. You tell certain people that the service
block Americans.
is not. Yeah, block America. America, for example, is
most dangerous country in the world.
And also because they have the resources to go after people in other countries. So you block US, you block the IP address, and you're supposed to be doing KYC, right? Know your customer, and you take certain information from everyone. Now, this doesn't stop everyone, right? Because I could just go to my friend in Taiwan, and maybe he lets me use his account, and I just use him as a sock puppet's not the right word, or rat hole. That's what they use in Wolf of Wall Street. Anyway, the point is, people do this all the time, right? They'll do KYC and they'll just use someone else's account, and you can't stop that. But the point is, at that point, the U.S. wouldn't have jurisdiction over you because you've done everything you can to block them and take yourself out of U.S. jurisdiction. So if you're going to offer services online and it's questionable legality in certain jurisdictions, you have to take affirmative steps to block people from that jurisdiction. And if they want to join, you're not going to get in trouble because you haven't submitted to the jurisdiction of that country. Unless
you have political opinions that aren't popular, like Julian Assange or Cody Wilson, or
then they'll find a way to come after you. But for illegal gambling, you should probably be fine.
So Long John Crypto says, how do I get a Bitcoin Cash ATM machine? I can provide any info you require. Send us the details of where you want to put it up, and the location and this and that. You can email. Let's have you email Jason at Bitcoin.com, and he can help you with a Bitcoin Cash ATM machine. I think we still have around 20 more of them that basically we'll give to people to run, so long as that they just lock them to Bitcoin Cash. We have about 20 more Bitcoin Cash ATM machines in a warehouse in Florida ready to ship to you. We'll pay for the shipping to get them there and everything else. Anything else you want to add or talk about, Daniel? Like, you didn't make the notes here, but what else are you excited about in the Bitcoin Cash ecosystem?
I'm just excited right now to see more sites coming online, more users. I'm really excited to go to Athens next week and see how things go there. So, and also can't wait to see how things play out with this fork.
Yep. So stay tuned for next week's show. It'll be maybe we'll do a special fork live stream or fork immediate update after the upgrade happens. We'll make another video around that time. I think we'll be in Athens together.
We'll be in Athens.
Yeah, we'll be in Athens together.
Good idea.
So if you want to see what Daniel and I have to say about the fork, make sure you subscribe to this channel. Share this video on your own social media. Tell a friend, because we're bringing you the real uncensored content about what's happening in the Bitcoin ecosystem. And when I say Bitcoin, of course, I mean the real Bitcoin, as defined by the original Bitcoin white paper, a peer-to-peer electronic cash system, and that's Bitcoin Cash. So anyhow, like, subscribe, share the video. If you have questions you want us to answer in the next video, post them down below. We'll have them in the show notes, and we'll answer those questions. And get a wallet, share it with a friend. That's it for this week. Hopefully I'll be back to 100% by the next video, but we'll see you all then. So, and for those of you that were worried I wasn't wearing a Bitcoin something, of course I am. Can you see that? That's the Bitcoin Cash Freedom Dove. Actually, it should be like that. So this is a cool Bitcoin Cash hoodie that I think you can buy over at store.bitcoin.com as well. So see everybody next week. Bye.